Hi there, my name is Neil Blevins, and this tutorial is called How to Make a Dirt Brush in Procreate. So I did a Photoshop video about this topic earlier, but for my iPad friends, here's how to create dirt brushes inside of Procreate. You can use these to paint dirt in a 2D painting or in textures that you'll be applying to a 3D model, like for example the dirt on my ink robot from The Story of Ink. Okay, so here we are inside of Procreate, and this is a photograph that I took. I think it was in a parking garage, and I think it was on a wall somewhere. And this is a great photograph to try making some dirt with. So step number one is we want to make this black and white. So go up to Adjustments and Hue Saturation and bring saturation to 0. And then the next thing we want to do is make this contrasty and then also invert the image. So we want the dirt parts to be white and we want the background to be black. And so the way to do that is to first of all flip these two dots, and that inverts it, and then add some dots in the middle and pull them up and down, and that's how we go about clamping this. So there, that's pretty contrasty right there. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to go and we want to make this square, or as square as possible. So go up to Actions, Canvas, Crop, and let's crop it. And again, it doesn't have to be exactly square, but if it's pretty close, that's good. There we go. So next thing we want to do is we want to get rid of these edges. And so to do that, what we want to do first of all is to take the background color and make it black instead of white. And then we want to erase. And in this case, what I'm going to do is under water, there's this one called Mad Splashes that I think will work well with this. But you can use any brush you want to do this erasing. And so we'll start erasing at these edges. And you want to make something that is kind of random so that there's not it's not like a perfect circle, but it's kind of vaguely circular. So let me go in here and make sure to make the edges absolutely black. And yeah, I think this one will work pretty well. It's got a pretty jagged random edge around it. So great. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to take this and we want to save it. So go to Gallery and then do Select and select the dirt and then say Share. And we'll share it as a PNG. And then we'll say Save Image, and that adds it to our photo gallery. Now let's create a brand new image, and this is where we're going to test out the brush. And under Brushes here, we then go to Plus and then Create New Brush. And then we go to Shape, and then under Shape Source, we hit Edit, and we say Import, and import a photo, and we import that photograph that we just made in the photo gallery. So there it is. And the things we want to do is we want to make this random with each brush stroke. So the first thing we do is we go to Scatter and we increase this. And what this does is every single brush shape is now randomly rotated. Then we can also hit Flip X and Flip Y to add even more randomness to it. Then go to Stroke Path and go to Spacing. And let's really increase the spacing on this one so that there's more space between each brush stroke. And if you really want to go there, take Jitter Lateral, increase that a little bit, and then Jitter Linear as well, which moves it around the point to, again, increase that randomness. Okay, now that we have the brush, let's test it out. And let's increase the size a little bit. And there we go. So now remember, of course, when you're using any sort of dirt brush, it's not just about painting the dirt in, but it's also about erasing. So I'll go to the eraser and I will go and grab the same brush that I just created. And now that lets me erase out some parts. And basically just you go back and forth with adding dirt, erasing dirt, with the same brush or other dirt brushes that you create until you get whatever particular effect you want to do. And keep in mind, this is also great for almost any pattern you have where you want the pattern to be some sort of a shape that's rotated again and again in a random fashion. But it just happens to be particularly easy to make dirt brushes. And there you go. So the next time you want to paint some dirt, I recommend going out there and taking some photographs. Here's a few here that I've taken, and you can see different kinds of rust and nicks and scratches and that sort of thing. And then use this technique in order to make your dirt brush. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. If you want more tutorials like this, please go to neilblevins.com and go to the education section. Or if you want to be notified the next time I post a new video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.